Ian, how happy with that midfield pairing?
Yeah, I thought they went well. You know, the first 20 were probably a little bit symptomatic of a bit of rustiness in our game, and they were probably forcing a little bit, but they just kept things really simple and did some nice, obvious things, which was really pleasing.
Who's next? Just grab the mic real quick. Nigel, down the back on the right.
Steve, what was the feeling about the defence in the opening 20 minutes?
Yeah, well, good. Obviously, when it doesn't matter who you play, if you can keep them to 0, that's not a bad effort. And in the first 20, we got asked a lot of questions. You know, the Samoan boys had plenty of sting, and you know, we had to work hard. So again, it wasn't perfect, and we didn't expect it to be. But you know, we thought they worked hard. Guys got off the ground quickly, and you know, as again, same with the attack. It was a good start.
In the near spot, John Day.
Ian, just lots always made of Beauden Barrett's goal kicking. Do you think he silenced a few people tonight?
Well, I don't know. He certainly kept us pretty happy. You know, I think if you look at, he's had a year that hasn't kicked a lot, obviously with his side strain and the way things are gone, but his last outing with the Hurricanes, he was really good, and hasn't done a lot of kicking this week. We've had a pretty busy week, but he's hitting the ball well.
Ross Cole, down the back.
Your thoughts on the wingers' performances tonight, considering how well Rico and Waisaki have done in recent weeks?
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased again. It's, you know, I think both of them it was a different sort of game for our wingers, but I thought Izzy really grew into the game, and he looked stronger as the game went on, and Jules, you know, got a lot of touches on the ball, which is really what we wanted to see out of him. So the pleasing thing now is it kind of feels like we've got 4 wings all in good form, so made it a little bit tricky.
Sav, down the back.
Ben, what sort of confidence does that build in the team with a shakedown as impressive as that?
Yeah, I thought, you know, we talked about the skill level as the game went on, and how it sort of, you know, the game probably loosened up a wee bit, and I was just impressed that, you know, our skill level was really high, and we managed to keep that going throughout the game. And yeah, as Steve said, the start was, you know, they put us under a lot of pressure, and we had to make sure that defensively, you know, we were getting into the right position so that, you know, they weren't able to score. And I think, you know, early on they were really looking to come right through the middle of us, so that was important.
Steve, do you think Warren Gatland would have been surprised at all in the way that the All Blacks played tonight? And equally, 2 questions if I can do that. Do you expect to be too surprised by what they do tomorrow night?
That sounds like a wee loaded question, Jimmy. You have to give me a second to think about that. Would he be surprised? No, I don't think so. I mean, like them, we've got a style we like to play, and you know, we use the ball a lot, and we've got some skillful people when we do that. Do I expect them to do something different tomorrow night? Well, he keeps telling us he's got something up his sleeve other than his arm, so you know, we'll wait and see, won't we? But yeah, he's starting to run out of time to get it practiced, so you know. But you know, I've always said, once you have a style as a coach and it works for you, you usually stick with it. So it's going to be a big move if he changes, and you know, we'll wait and see. Look forward to it. You know, we're sitting here, we're finished for the weekend, we've come out with no injuries, and we get to sit down now and get really excited about what's ahead of us, which is the Lions. And you know, you wait 12 years for them to come around, so you don't want to miss it. And we get to watch them tomorrow night play the New Zealand Māori side, which, you know, they'll throw the kitchen sink at them, so it'll be a big game for them again. And then, you know, then all the banter's out of the way, isn't it? We're into it, and can't wait.
Nige, down the back. On the
Steve,
right.
speaking of the New Zealand Māori, did you request Damien McKenzie play at first 5'8" for that team?
No, but we have said publicly that we'd like him to play 10, but we didn't. It's not our policy to tell super teams to play people where we would like them to play, and it's not our policy to tell national teams. But you know, Coops has worked in very closely with us, and he understands where we think Damien's long-term future is, and I think he's pretty clear where it is as well for himself. And he's an ex-Chiefs coach, and I think their first five's leaving. So, and he's got a style of game he wants to play, and I think Damien obviously suits that style.
Secondly, did you see consistency in the scrum rulings from Mathieu Reynal, and if so, then how pleased are you that your front row was able to adjust?
Yeah, look, we had a good meeting with him last night and discussed what he wanted, and what he wanted was what we've always done at international level, which is to have when we go down, be year to year and have a small gap. So it's my understanding and that Super Rugby are trialling something different, which World Rugby have asked to have trialled, and that's have have them no gap. So once we got that clear, it was pretty easy. Just go ear to ear and away you go. And I thought he ref really well tonight.
Seti.
Yeah, Steve, how satisfied are you with the outcomes for the All Blacks for the Lions next week from tonight?
Yeah, well, we've asked for this game, and it's tough on Samoan team. They haven't played for 5 weeks, and like us, they're bringing people in from all over the place to try and play. Even worse than us, really. We're only coming in from New Zealand. They've come in from all over the world, so it's a tough ask for them, and we're really thankful that they accepted the challenge, because we know that we needed the game. We weren't worried about the scoreline. It wasn't, other than obviously we wanted to be in front. The key thing we wanted was to be able to get combinations going and get on the park as a team, and we did that, and we did a lot of stuff well. But as I said before, it's just a start. This team's got to have to be way better at everything we do if we want to compete against the Lions.
Yep, Mark.
Ben, I just wonder if you could just reflect for us on your first test as captain, just what the occasion was like for you, and just as a second parter, just I guess discuss the readiness of the team for what's coming next week.
Yeah, I'll answer the second part of that. We know what's coming next week, and we're excited about that as a group, and I think the main thing for us will be to recover well and then look forward to next week on Sunday. But what was the first part of that question? Was yeah, I learnt a lot. It was a busy week for us. We came in on Sunday and had to refresh ourselves with the structures and the systems of this team, and I just think I learned a lot about probably the smaller details that you need to do as captain, and then probably today I just had to make sure that my own performance was up to it, so that I got out there and played as well as I could do to help this team. But I really enjoyed it, and looking forward to next week.
I'll just add to that. I think he's had an outstanding week as the leader. It's not easy to come in A as the captain and B when you know it's only for 1 or 2 games and or 3 games, 4 games. But as a part-time captain, it's tough. But he's come in and led like he's been there all his life, and I think he was outstanding, and he's got a big future in that department, I think.
Yep, Liam.
Steve, the expectation is that the Lions will target the set piece. How confident are you that you'll stand up there, and also tonight, how pleasing to score 5 or 6 tries from that specific area of the game?
I've been here since 2004, and every year we get told we're going to get targeted at the set piece. And, it's a great challenge for our set piece, isn't it? So we'll look forward to it. We'll get ourselves ready for it, and hopefully we can, match them, if not better them.
How big a loss would it be for the Lions not to have Owen Farrell, and where have you been planning for him to start the tests, 10 or 12?
Well, that's 2 good questions. Well, he's injured at the moment, and I think he'd be a massive loss. I think he's a world-class player and right up there. Where do I think he'll play? Probably 12. If he's going to have anything up, as I said, he's telling us he's got something else up his sleeve other than his arm. That might be one of them. They went to a lot of trouble when Jonathan Davies went off the other night to put him at centre. And where the obvious place was to put him at 12, unless Ben can't play 13, not sure. but it doesn't matter where he plays, he's a good player. So we just have to deal with whatever the Lions decide to do with their selections. That's the team they're going to pick, and it'll be a good team. So, but he's a world-class player. A lot of respect for him in our group.
We've got time for two more. We'll go Tom and then Owen, and then we're done.
Steve, just on what you said earlier about the need to get better at everything, is there anything specifically you'll be focusing on this week ahead of the Lions?
Yeah, everything. I didn't get school cert at English, so specifically doesn't live in our world. Yeah, look, we've got a critical few skill sets that we work to. I'm not going to tell you what they are, so don't bother asking. But the other things we know, if we do really well, then we've got a chance of winning. So they'll be the things we start and finish on. Everything else is important, yes, but if we can get the critical things dead right, then we're in with a chance.
Owen, last question.
Steve, you revealed yesterday that the Lions are bringing 5 new players in. Can I ask sort of when did you know, and do you think that is a smart move? Were you surprised by it at all?
Oh, it's a lot of questions you're asking. Like if I ask you who your informant is, do you let me know? Yeah, well, you've had a go. Good work. Do I think it's a good move? I think he clearly wants to bring them in so he can have two squads. Like asking guys to play test matches and then on a midweek game is pretty tough. So it's probably a smart play. We just about got as many as Clive brought over now.
Just
Jim's
Clive
got
was
probably proven right, wasn't he? Should have brought them at the beginning.
Jim just got.
Can you just tell us, is Kieran good to go for next week?
You'll have to wait till Thursday. There's no point me telling Warren Gatlin who's playing. Just relax, Jimmy.